Yo, what's the word? What's the word? How y'all living today? What's up, y'all? We back with another episode of the Fathers from the Hood podcast. Fathers from the Hood. Yes, sir. My name is Dan Blac.
And I'm A. Chapman.
Yes, sir. And y'all listening to the podcast. We are at the Monster Mix studio. So, yeah, you guys go ahead and enjoy yourself. And once again, want to shout out to a couple sponsors. Shout out to definitely the Monster Mix in the house, LLC.com. Go ahead and look it up.
LLC, baby.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And then we also have a couple other people that we'll shout out. Shout out to Fathers in Hip Hop. You know, soon we'll be going ahead and doing some work with him. But this young man is a dude from the inner city doing a lot of work. Also, shout out to my other sponsor. This dude is B's Smokehouse Barbecue Grill.
Barbecue.
He got a brisket, my bad.
He probably got biscuits too.
He got biscuits probably, but a brisket to die for. And if you guys do know anything about me, he did make my the food that was on my first album cover, Time to Eat. He did produce that. So yeah, shout out to B's Smokehouse, man. That's a good friend of mine.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, anyway, just shout that out. You know, get that out the way. Shout out to my partner A. Chapman up in here.
Yes,
you know
sir.
He's a very busy man, but we got him back in here. Thank goodness. You understand?
I'm happy to be back too.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So let's go ahead and get into a couple things that we wanted to discuss. And one of them was being, we're just going to open up a little bit more about our insight or where we've been in Compton. And just mainly, a lot of people had some input on things that we learned from our fathers or learned from not having them. But in the absence or in them being there or whatever, they said they wanted to know if there were some things that we learned or what we learned not to do or ways not to be from our father. And I think this might be for me, but if you can answer, we know what your situation, when you go ahead.
What not to do is not be there.
Right, I was like,
don't disappear. That's
good way to joke. Good way to joke about it, but whatever. Okay.
No, in all seriousness, don't be a bad example. You know what I mean? Like, it's a lot of people out here, or a lot of fathers out here that are literally bad examples for their kids.
Oh yeah,
like the things they do, the people they hang around, the things they do around their kids.
Yes, sir. The things they watch.
Yeah. I mean, from the bottom to the top, but I said before, like I don't shelter my kids from a lot of the things that we watch, but there are certain things that I'm like, nah, y'all gotta
can't watch this.
Yeah, y'all gotta go upstairs. Y'all gotta go play some video games. Y'all gotta,
go be kids.
Y'all gotta, go be kids. Exactly. But my father not being there, there's really nothing he could have done wrong other than not be there. I mean, there's nothing like. I mean,
crazy, man.
But it's the truth.
It's the truth. It is true.
It's the truth. Yeah, I mean, it's the truth. Like but I did have some type of father figure for a short period of time. So my auntie adopted me at one point, and her husband, Ronnie Graham. Shout out to Ronnie Graham. He was, I wouldn't say a father, but more of a male guidance to me at the time when I was living with her, but I was too far along in age
to listen to him. I hear you.
Right? I was, 14, 15 at the time, and going 14, 15 years without a father, ain't nobody gonna come in there and be like, oh yeah, I'm daddy now. Like,
ain't nobody gonna tell you nothing.
Right. No, you're not daddy. But he gave me a perspective of seeing a man with a woman and being loyal to that woman, because he was definitely loyal to my auntie. You know what I mean? When she called on him, he was there. He got up, he went to work every day. He had his car. He fixed the car if it needed to be fixed. You know what I mean?
Real black man did Compton.
He did those things. You know what I mean? But at the same time, he was from Compton, so he was from the hood too. So, he knew I was out in the streets, so he gave me advice about the streets.
And be like, look at here, man, come over here.
So it was like, a little bit of my past, I used to shoot dice with the homies.
Okay.
But instead of him saying, hey, don't shoot dice, he was just like, look, do it in our garage. That way, You know what I mean? If anything go down, because you know how dice games could go down.
I don't like shooting with homies no more, bro. Like, for real, I've had all kind of experiences. And then even some homies done had, people that got shot. Some homies that I know, that we both know, man, and other people, some people have lost family because of dice games.
Because of dice games.
I don't do it with homies, man. I'm sorry. I don't care who it is, nigga. I'd rather shoot in the damn casino. I go. There's casinos everywhere.
Right. So he would be like, do it in the garage. That way, you have your house is right here. So you have somebody that has your back if anything ever went down.
Oh, that's cool too.
You
that's
feel
cool
me?
Too.
Like, so yeah, he was cool. Don't get me wrong. He was cool.
Oh,
like
right.
he was cool. But it wasn't no room for me to have no father
at that time.
Yeah. You know what I mean? I was in a whole different mind state. It was just like, Daddy wasn't there in the beginning. He wasn't there in the middle. He ain't gonna be there now. So,
I'm me, nigga. What you mean?
I am who I am. You know what I mean? I'm a man out here at the age of 14, 15.
Oh, yeah.
You know
that's
what I mean?
Saying. Until you get 10 more years later.
Yeah. But, you know what I mean? I still make mistakes as a father.
We all
feel me?
We all
do. I still make mistakes as a father. So, one thing I can tell you, don't scare your daughter out of not trusting you. You know what I mean? Like, you can come off strong when it comes to like boys and your daughter growing up and thing, and I've done that. I've come off so strong where my wife came to me like, yeah, she don't even want to tell you.
Oh, me too.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, but you don't want them to not tell you. I don't.
Hey, tell your mama. She tell me. This what parents do. We on each other's side. Everything I know. Everything she tell me. I just be quiet.
See, I need my daughter to be able to come to me. You know what I mean, and say, hey, this is who I like, or this is what this guy did to me, or you know what I mean. I don't want you to kill him, but you know what I mean. Like,
hey, first of all, don't tell me who and who not to kill in the name of my daughter. I just say,
no, I agree 100%.
No, you're right. If it's your daughter,
you're
like, okay, baby girl.
Right.
Okay, I'm not gonna do that. Promise, pinky swear.
Yeah, right.
All right. Okay, what is it?
Right. So she got to be able to come to me. So don't scare your daughter into not trusting you. You know what I mean? To make the right decision. You feel me?
I hear you.
So what about you? Give me some.
Well,
because I know you had some type of father figure at the time, right?
Yeah. I did. He was in and out. He was in the military. He was going on leave and this and that. But one thing, and I ain't trying to talk bad about him or nothing. You know what I'm saying? But sheesh, he talk a whole lot. You know what I'm saying? But aside from that, I think I've learned to balance that. I would say smoke away from your kids.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? At that time. And that's how it was.
And we talking about like cigarettes.
This nigga smoke cigarettes.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
We passed 2 minutes, nigga. If we can cuss and say what we want, this nigga smokes cigarettes. And now he don't smoke them as much, but I love him to death. You know what I'm saying? He's still cool and all that. He can kick back a little bit and all that, but for the most part, and we had aggressive conversations about this. Like, man, you smoke cigarettes by me, whatever. Yeah. But I would say, just try to limit the amount of time you smoke in front of those kids as a man. Yeah. Because sometimes you like, man, hey, I'm the man, I'm the daddy, I'm doing this. Yeah, but hey, you can kind of walk away and try to do it. They gonna know what it smell like,
Yeah.
And whatever it is you smoking. But for the most part, try to keep them innocent. You know what I'm saying? As much as you can, because I ain't blaming nobody for my reason on smoking or nothing. I smoke where I smoke. You know what I'm saying? Because we from where we from, and I got mental problems or whatever the case may be. But when it comes to that, I would try to say, keep that away from them as long as you can until they're at the age. Because if their earliest memory of you is smoking cigarettes, one of their earliest memories of you is like, oh, I remember from since I can remember, he been smoking cigarettes. Yeah. Or this, and that. It's kind of like, something that they think they need to do. And I don't blame it on nobody, but, just kind of want to make sure you kind of keep the kids a little innocent. But that's just me. That's only on me, and I'm not faulting anybody.
But how did that affect you when he smoked around you? Like,
when I was young, I stole some cigarettes trying to smoke them. Like, walking to school. Yeah, but it wasn't nothing. Like, everybody.
And I can't even lie. I puffed a cigarette when I was little. Wait. Check this out. My auntie, right? I remember this like it was yesterday. So I was sitting in the living room. My auntie was smoking her cigarette, and she didn't have an ashtray. So she was like, hey, go throw this in the toilet. I'm like,
kept that motherfucker.
All right. No, I didn't even keep it. It was still lit. So I went to the bathroom, and once I got to the bathroom, I got ready to throw it in the toilet, and I puffed that mug. And then I threw it in the toilet. I was like, oh, what the I hated it so much. I never smoked cigarettes in my whole life.
For real? Cigarettes
From
are
that
terrible.
moment.
Terrible. They terrible. I remember I was in high school. I called myself being cool, whatever. And I, snuck one. Snuck maybe two, walk up the street. I'm like, bro, this shit. I'm literally walking up the street before I get to the end of my corner, and Compton got some small streets. Yeah. I'm like, oh man, I'm sick. I can't go to school. And then, I started doing it a little bit more. He's like, man, my cigarette's missing. So I just, and it's not his fault. I'm just, I'm a young kid just trying to do whatever I want to do. But I would say.
But do you think you would have been smoking cigarettes at that time if you didn't see him?
That's a good question. Maybe not, because a lot of my friends at the time, niggas were smoking Black and Milds. I smoke Black and Milds sometimes now to this day. Yeah. But at that time, nigga, my homies were smoking Black and Milds.
So it wouldn't have been cigarettes.
I don't know. I don't even know if I would have picked up a cigarette. Maybe it's because it was accessible.
Yeah.
I'm saying maybe because it was there and I knew that it was kind of something close to Black and Mild. I feel like I'm doing something cool and whatever. But I remember when I was young, I walked in the house. You know how people just throw the cigarettes, and when they done smoking. And we from Compton, nigga. Sometimes you have a smoker walking up and down the street. Yeah, look at that big cigarette up.
Pick it up.
Start smoking. Yeah. They ain't even going to the toilet with the cigarette.
Don't even care.
They picking it up right off the ground. Like, oh, nigga, that's a fresh one. Yeah. So I was in the backyard, and I remember somebody throwing a cigarette at my grandma's house, and my dumb ass just pick it up and put it on my ear like it's something. And I remember I walked in the house and must have forgot. Nigga, she threw something at me. I don't remember if it was a remote or something. Hit me in the shoulder or something. Like, nigga, put that
grandmas will throw anything at you.
They got aim, too. Best believe. My granny had aim. Ask anybody that watched this video. Like, yeah, she had aim. Yeah. So with that being said, I just try to limit the amount of stuff that I do in front of them. And like you said, even if it's down to alcohol,
Yes.
Like he used to drink liquor and beer. I don't like beer. I don't even drink beer. Sometimes I try just now but I'm just saying, and it's nobody's fault, but how would you think that affects that child when they see them doing that? Does it make it a norm? Does it make them think that once they get to an age or once they get to do something, that's a way for them to validate their adulthood?
But that's the world though.
True.
Right? Anybody you ask, once they turn 21, the first thing they want to do is go to a bar.
Nigga, we talking about smoking at 14 before. Even before you get there, you want to try. But you're trying it.
Yeah, they validate that even before we validate that. Like that's been like a staple in American culture
and society. Like
like when you turn 21, you getting drunk. Like that's what you're going to do. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like I don't get me wrong. I'm old enough now, but I've been drinking since I was like 17, 18,
Same
19.
Here, I've been drinking since young, sadly.
And it wasn't even, it was people just handing me drinks. But at the same time, you know what I mean? Like it was just like there was nobody there to tell me, oh man, you shouldn't do that.
Right.
It was always people like, hey, you want some of this?
Right.
You want some of this? You want some of that?
Yeah, you want to try it? I had people like that around, but me, I always knew something was wrong. Nigga, I just kept doing it.
Yeah.
Just kept doing it. So what's the real median in having a person, or what's the real deciding factor in having a person do something like that? Is it because either way it goes, the kid's gonna do it.
Yeah, I mean, and then not only that, peer pressure. Just because you raised your kid a certain way, don't mean that their friends ain't been raised the same way as your kid.
Some kids rolling up. Nigga, I had a homie rolling up in like 5th grade. Like, nigga, I didn't even know what he was doing. I'm like, damn, that nigga. You see people rolling up cigarettes, but you like, damn, zigzags or whatever. You like, damn, this nigga rolling up a brown thing, got some trees. Like, nigga, we in the 5th grade summertime. Like, oh, what is? That's weed. Nigga, the smoking that. Oh, then I know, like, oh, that's a familiar smell going around my cousins and this and this and that. But so, that's funny, man.
I don't know, man. I think we're definitely the first line of defense as parents. But it's hard when your kid turns 16, 17, 18 to tell them not to do something that you do.
That you did too, unless you have that relationship with them.
Yeah,
on
a daily.
Try it, but I'm telling you, don't do it. And when you do try it, come talk to me, because I'm gonna tell you, bro, it's not worth it.
I mean, do you? So as a father, the mistakes you made. You know what I mean? As you grew up.
Yes, sir.
Do you expect your kids to make some of those same mistakes?
Yes and no, because my motto since I've been younger, and now I've added their mother into it. Don't be like me, be better. Yeah, that's been my motto since young. I tell my boys that, and I tell my daughter that. Don't be like me, be better.
Right.
So as long as you're doing something I did 2 years prior, or you're doing less than I did, you're being better. So I don't want them to do what I did at a certain age or try to be like me or something. But some stuff you can't get away from, like your talents or the things that they like doing because they seeing you doing it. Like my son, I ain't make beats in the 5th grade. He's making beats in 5th grade. So there's certain things that you want them to do, and I don't want him doing that. I'd rather you study and do your books. You know what I'm saying? So I don't want you to kind of do what I did. But some of these things, like you said, it's just in their habit to try to do it. So I mean,
it's part. I mean, you're part of them, and it's part of you.
Yeah,
you feel me. So, they say, the apple doesn't fall far from the apple tree. You feel me. So it's like, I look at it like, I know my kids are gonna make some of the mistakes that I made. Hopefully, it's not the bigger ones. You feel You feel where I'm coming back? Exactly. Like, hopefully, it's not the bigger mistakes, because when they come to me and with that mistake, I'm going to have some type of understanding, but at the same time, it's going to be like, you deserve an ass whooping. I don't care what I did. I don't care what I did. When I did it, you shouldn't have did it. You should have made, just like you said, a better choice than I did.
Right, always.
Yeah, definitely. A better choice than I did. So I agree 100% with that.
Definitely.
100%.
Definitely. And while we're on that topic, real briefly, we're going to get into some like numbers and statistics. And this was in some couple years ago, but this was Live About. But anyway, it says as many as 25% of children in U.S. live in households with a mother alone. So that is over 18 million children who do not live with a father figure. Additionally, father-only households were noted as just close to 8%. So that's just one statistic saying how many kids are there without the fathers. And we kind of spoke on another episode saying how it affects them, but it also says that 18.2% of the parents kind of suffer from mental illness. This is mental health issues, but these are just stats that kind of all tie into each other. And then real briefly, another one, this is how fathers affected. It says, how does having an absent father affect a child? This was done quite some time ago, but it says 71% of high school dropouts are fatherless, and the fatherless children have more trouble academically, scoring poorly on tests and reading, mathematics, and other things. But it's like, it's obvious that the father not being there is a big impact on not only the child but the family. But with them being there, it has to be that much better.
Yeah.
You say all of these stats are without them. And I can keep going. I have more, and we'll touch on another one with that later. But with them being there, it has to be that much better. So, what is the reason that they're not there? Go ahead. Were you going to say something?
So I was going to say, even with a father being there, I think kids may do better, but that don't mean that they're better people for having a father. Right. So, like you were talking about mental health issues, I take Michael Jackson as one of the perfect examples. His father was there, but the way his father was there, yeah, he beat him into fame, fortune, and everything. But Michael Jackson wasn't all the way there.
I like Michael Jackson.
Rest in peace.
I do hear you though. Yeah, certain things. He said he's on the record saying it.
Right.
So I do hear you. I do hear what you're saying.
So it's but me being one of those kids that did grow without a father, and then when I say without a father, I mean like
no figure.
Yeah, no like nothing. It definitely affected me. Now, I don't think it affected me academically. I think more of the streets affected me academically because I chose to do certain things that I wasn't supposed to. Okay. Maybe if my father was there, I wouldn't have had to make those decisions. Maybe if it's there, I still would have made those decisions, regardless.
Because where we grew up. Yeah.
Right, because of our area. You feel me? But at the same time, not having someone to talk to about being a man and your manhood and, you know what I mean, how to deal with certain emotions that you get, you know what I mean, feeling like, you know what I mean, the whole world is against you just because you're a black boy in America, like not having somebody to guide you through that, and it's definitely lonely. You feel me? It feels like I felt alone for most of my life. Like my mom was kind of there, and I knew she loved me, but she couldn't answer the questions that I needed answered. You know what I mean? She couldn't guide me. She couldn't make me a man. You can't make somebody something you're not.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, there's no way. I mean, she made me go to school. She made me get up and get dressed. She made me brush my teeth. Yeah, all that's well and good, but you know what I mean? She used to force me to fight, right? So I had this bully in school. I think I was in maybe the 3rd grade, right? Something my dad probably would have did too, but he probably would have did it in a different way, right? But I came home one day, and you could see it all on my face that I was bullied that day. And you know, mamas know. Yeah, I mean, mama walked through the door. She was like, "What's wrong with you?" Immediately, like, "What's wrong with you?" And I was afraid to tell her because I know who my mama is. You know what I mean? So I didn't want to deal with it in the way she was going to deal with it. But she finally got it out of me, and I told her, "Yeah, this kid is picking on me in school," or whatever the case may be. I broke the whole story down, but that's too. You know what I mean? So the first thing she said was, "Next time you see him, I want you to punch him right in the face." Immediately. Like, I don't want you to go to school and learn nothing. That day, you're going to get suspended or whatever the case may be. She was like, you're going to get in trouble with your teachers. You ain't going to be in trouble with me. And I'm the only one that matters.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, I am the only one that matters. So when you go to school,
fire on this nigga.
or I'm going to whoop your ass when you get home. Right. And I was more afraid of my mom than I was afraid of him.
As you should be.
So I listened, and I went to school, and I whooped his ass.
Fire on him.
Don't get me wrong. Like, after I beat him up, it felt good.
Oh yeah.
But I didn't feel good for the next day, and the next day I was just like, was that the right? Like, he's not bullying me no more.
Yeah, so that's the right thing. You don't want to get bullied no more.
Yeah, but then I became more violent.
Yeah, I hear you. Thinking that's the reaction.
Like, that is the reaction every single time. Yeah, right. So then I started to get in trouble in school. Now my mama is telling me, "Why you getting in trouble?
Stop fighting.
You taught me this.
Right. You said I would get in trouble to fight. So if I do this,
you taught me this.
Hey,
you taught me this. You taught me that if anybody mess with me, I'm gonna punch him in the face."
So are you saying your father would have gave you 2 ends of the sword?
I think if we had a father figure there, if I was my dad, right, it would have been like, okay, you getting bullied. Do you want to be a man or do you want to be a boy? Because you got 2 options, right? You got 2 options. You can be a man or you can be a boy.
Simba.
Right?
No, just kidding. Go ahead.
As a man, you don't let nobody disrespect you. Right? It wouldn't have been go to school and punch him in the face.
Right.
You feel me? As a man, you don't let nobody disrespect you. Do you ever see me let anybody disrespect me? Right? I am your example. Now, next time you go to school, if you get into that situation, you can either be a man
or a little boy.
Or a little boy. Right? And you make that
some good pep talks.
Right? You make that decision, right? You make that decision if you decide to punch him in the face.
Right.
And stand up for yourself, or if you decide to bitch up,
be a little coochie.
Yeah. And then I would have explained to myself or to the little boy that if you decide to back down, you'll be backing down your whole life.
Definitely true.
If you decide to back down now, you'll be backing down your whole life. So don't expect all of your dreams and everything all your goals that you're trying to get to
down the drain.
Right.
You gotta stand up.
You gotta be a man. But I would have let him make the decision. I would have let him make the decision on when he was ready to fight, when he was ready to take up for himself, instead of just throwing him in the lion pit. You know what I mean?
On that topic, it says here, and this is done in quite some time ago as well. It says, why are fathers so important? It says, even from birth, children who have involved fathers are more likely to be emotionally secure, be confident, to explore their surroundings, and as they grow older, have better social connections. I don't know if that's true, but it says that as a statistic. And I
mean,
won't quote the website.
who is these people studying?
Yeah, I won't quote the website. Maybe these are some kind of kids locked
these
up
people
or something.
studying,
But
yo?
I do like to think that some of these things are true because they do have some kind of after effect. But we know that it definitely is down to the kid. It comes down to the kid. If you're a rotten apple, you're gonna be rotten. If you're a great apple, crisp Granny Smith apple, you're gonna be good. So that's what it comes down to. And the same thing with these kids going crazy and you know, and taking arms and shooting stuff. And I see on average that the most of these active shooters, most of these are boys. You know, and, you know, and I want to.
And most of them are white.
Definitely true. Yeah. Sadly.
And most of them are bullied.
I was going to say that as well. Most of them have some kind of issues at home or bullied at school.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's always, you know, there to kind of give them those speeches that you kind of gave them as a father. You know, maybe not those motherly speeches, because who's to say? Maybe a mother gave them an aggressive speech at some time that kind of sent them down a path.
Either an aggressive one or not
aggressive enough.
A submissive one, right? Because you don't want your little boy to be submissive. You want him to have the option, but you want to make sure he's leaning towards manning up, because you ain't gonna be able to do that every time he's in a situation. You can't man up for him.
You can't.
Yeah, he got to learn how to man up for himself.
Right. We have stories about that. My kids have to man up for themselves, but like it's backfired too.
Yeah.
But on another topic, you did mention something that we kind of talked about in the group chat, or that we talked about earlier. But it's the importance of a man's worth or his value. I want you to go ahead and lead that, because it definitely has some substance in that. Go ahead and lead that.
So my question was, is a father's worth in a family dynamic only how did I say it? Is a father's worth only what he can provide, right?
Say that again.
Is a father worth only what he can provide as a breadwinner, what he can bring to the table? Like, yes, a father is supposed to be the rock of the family. He's supposed to take care of his family. But if he ever gets into a situation where he loses a job,
which happens
you have to up and move, or whatever the case may be, and he has to kind of pick himself back up, like, does his worth go down in the family?
In this society, I'm going to answer that question. Yes, it does. And I'm speaking from example. When I've been down, I've been, you know, up and down and all around, you know what I'm saying? And it's kind of, it's sad to say, but definitely it does happen. So the question, I just want to say again, because it was so powerful, is a man's worth what he provides?
Yeah, is a man's worth only what he
what he provides. And sadly, sometimes that is the case. I wish it weren't, because when we have people that talk about their father, they say that their father wasn't there, and it was such a big part of their life, not being there. You know, so I want to say that fathers have more of a mental and spiritual impact on the kids more than everyone knows.
Yeah.
So some women say, "Oh, it's okay, as long as he there."
And
shut the fuck up, nigga, because nigga, if he's not, nigga, then you know what I'm saying? So, and sometimes that is the case. We understand. As a man, you think this man don't want to provide all the time? You don't think he want to just go to the store and do all this, do this? Sometimes you get knocked up. Sometimes you like Donnie McClurkin. You're going to fall down, and hopefully somebody help pick you up again, or you get your ass back up. But for the most part, it doesn't help when you have your significant other pushing you down. So I would say, to answer your question, no. I wish it weren't the case, but is he worth? He's only worth what he provides. I'm sorry. Yes, I wish it were no. What is your answer to it?
I think it's only from women's points of view. Reason why I say that is because some women will choose child support over having a father in their child's life.
Oh, okay, true.
You understand what I'm saying? So they'll choose the money
rather than having him.
Rather than having him there.
So your answer was yes?
Yes.
For the woman's perspective?
From a woman's perspective. Now, from a man's perspective, no. Right? Because we know, as fathers, we're worth way more. We're worth way more than a job or a check or, you know what I mean, a bicycle or a video game or, you know what I mean? Like, we're worth way more than that. Being in our kids' life, hugging our kids, being there for them emotionally, being there to answer the hard questions. Like, there's no way that I'm worth just what I can provide financially.
Right.
So when I look at the family dynamic, and I see that some fathers are stay-at-home fathers, that proves to me that yes, a father is more than a financial a financial breadwinner. Like, he can do what women can do and be a safe haven for the kids.
For the kids. I have a friend who was on here maybe like a few weeks ago. He said that his mother was kind of like the breadwinner, but his dad taught him like hard work ethic, because of course he didn't make as much, so he had to work harder, and he showed him like values and ethics about being a man. Right. So I definitely say that is true. And like you said, you gave a very good speech about what if you had the father there to give you that more weighed option. You know, it's kind of like a scale. You can weigh your options rather than saying, if you don't do this, I'm gonna do that. Maybe your mother told you that so she wouldn't have to, as a mother, come back to see you like that.
Or maybe she just didn't know how to handle. Yeah, how to handle. Oh, only thing I know, because she can only project her outlook on what a man should be,
which is
on you.
Finances now.
Right.
But it's like on you, like you said, that's what only what she expects it to be. Like you said, sometimes, and are we raising our daughters to have a high expectation of males as a real grounded male, or are we just raising our daughters to kind of expect men to do this and do this? Me, I'm not, but what it says is, in culture, like you said, for the women, it'll be yes, because they think the finances are more important. Yes, I do not think that a father should not be able to provide. Yes. He should be there.
Yes, he should.
If you're together, come on now, got to be some give and go. But what I'm saying is a father should definitely provide. And that's more than financial. That's more than mental. There should be a great blend of both.
Yes.
So, and teaching these people life skills.
Yeah,
like, I really think these dads need to teach these kids life skills. Like,
how to change a tire.
Yeah, like the homie said, he wanted to teach his daughter how to change the tire so that she wouldn't have to wait for a man. Me, I'll do that as well, but I'm going to make sure she have AAA. But anyway, I'm going to do that as well, but it's more with the boys, man. I want to make sure that as fathers we break this cycle, because like you said, we had like at a time my stepfather wasn't there, and when he wasn't there, I felt like if he was there, these were memories that I still have to this day that probably wouldn't have went that way. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, so it's okay that he was gone. When he was there, it was like certain life events that happened, and that's okay, whatever. I helped get through it with him. But the times that I don't remember him being there were the times that I remember it was so, impactful on what I am and how my emotions were and how my psyche is. So it definitely means that they're more than just finances. So it's sad to think that we are only just finances, but I think that goes from the stereotype of men in the country, and women as well. So,
but they say money is power, right? And before, in the past, the men were the breadwinners, so they had all the power, or whatever the case may be. Right. But nowadays, women are, coming into a light where they're getting bread,
and they're more vocal about it.
And the bread is coming easier because they're making it. A lot of women are making their bread off of men.
Oh yeah, a lot, in more than one way.
Man, it baffles me how the dynamic of being a woman has changed. And I think it's changed for the better, because, I'm not afraid of my little girl going out into the world and being something, like being able to get into
whatever she wants.
Yeah, into whatever she has set on her mind. You know what I mean? Like, Yes, but I'm also afraid of some of the examples that some of these women set for my daughter. You feel me? So it's a balance.
Let's touch on that, man. Are there good examples for fathers, and are there good examples for mothers in our culture?
I think our culture, our generation, a lot of us didn't have fathers, so we're becoming good fathers because we didn't have it. Like every one of my boys that I grew up with that didn't have a dad are great fathers
in their lives, active.
Yeah.
Let me sit back and really ponder, but you can keep talking while I think. But I really think they're
I'm gonna start rattling off a couple of names. My boy Javon, my boy Biggs, BJ, like every single one of these dudes, fathers.
Active.
You know what I mean? Active in their kids' lives. I mean, they're there. Even the ones who have baby mamas is just like, bring the kids. I don't care. I will come pick them up. Whatever we need to do, I will take them shopping. I will do. Leave them with me. I don't care. Leave them with me. I want them to be with me. I don't see none of them like, man, I don't fuck them kids. I don't fuck with them
Everybody on the Bernie Mac tip.
I
do feel like a lot of my peoples are in there too, like family and kids. I'm gonna say some names too, but I feel like it's a lot of people that are doing that, and these are some of the people that didn't have their father around as much, like the homie Big J. You know what I'm saying? But aside from that, I want to bring in like a lot of other homies that did have their fathers and that were examples to us that we there, like the homie Jackpot, the homie Lil TC, the homie Will Dog. You know what I'm saying? These are people that had their father around, and we all had an opportunity to meet these men or see the impact that they had on these kids' life.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And we like, man, we do like the homie Will Dog. His pops was a well respected, you know what I'm saying, person from the west side of Compton neighborhood. But anyway, this dude was, you know what I'm saying, well respected, and we all knew him from the west to the east side. So with that being said, it's just that idea of having that father there as an example from your kids, from your homies. Like, you feel me, as your homie, you see them, they pops there like, man, nigga, I'm gonna be with my son like that nigga is with his son. Like, you feel me? Like, boom, boom, boom. Like, we had people that wasn't there, or like, nigga, that nigga crazy. He don't got no daddy. I'm gonna be better than my son. You know what I'm saying? So it's always two edges. So I just say that.
Double-edged sword.
Oh yeah, man. And it's funny to mention that because when you say the amount of fathers that's there, it's like the mothers are, some of these mothers got more than one, person that they was dealing with.
Baby daddy or whatever the case may be. Oh. Speaking on that, are you bringing McDonald's for all the kids?
First of all, we don't eat McDonald's.
Okay.
I don't know. Okay. No, sometimes we do like them fries because them fries be busting sometimes.
All right.
Anyway,
let me rephrase the question.
Yeah.
Do you think he was obligated to bring McDonald's for all the kids?
Man, look, man, I had a step pops in my life. You know what I'm saying? He was there. I thank him for what he did. He was there. I didn't go without a meal when he was there. Nigga, for real. Nigga, my mama, she made Salisbury steak a little bit more often than not. She probably gonna hate that I say this. But anyway, I'm not buying them kids no McDonald's. Why would, look. Now look. What if she had one kid before I got with her, and now we have two, or we have two. She got one, I got one. I got to buy both of them food, right? Okay, so boom, that's easier. Nigga, now what if we don't work out and then she have kid after kid after kid after kid? You telling me I got to bring 18 cheeseburgers and 5 chicken nuggets? Come on, man, packets, bro. I ain't about to do it. Yeah, look, man. Ooh-wee.
But so my family, we had a huge family, right? So it was always a lot of kids around. So if you bought food for one kid, you bought food for all the kids. So if you was gonna get a McDonald's, you was gonna make sure you went to McDonald's and got chicken nuggets. Why? Because chicken nuggets is gonna last.
Split them up.
Yeah, like you can get a 10-piece and you can make 2 5-pieces and get, you know what I mean? Like,
3.
Yeah, I mean, like whatever you need to do.
You get the extra shake.
All right, nigga, if you're going to get something to eat, you're going to get a pizza because when you come back to the house,
that's what you really gonna get, a pizza.
Because when you come back to the house, you're gonna cut them pieces in half. You're gonna be like, everybody grab one. You know what I mean?
But she didn't even let him see what was in the bag. As soon as he walked up, she said, that's all you gonna bring for my kid? Yeah, this is my kid. What you mean? That's all you gonna bring?
Did you look at the bag?
It looked like it was one combo bag. Well, how you know it was a bag full of chicken nuggets?
What? Man, come on.
It was a little light. He was swinging that bag.
Did you see him get out of the car with the bag, though? The bag was just
swinging. It was heavy.
With one soda.
Yeah, but that's one soda. Listen, how many houses have a 2-3 juices in their house? Yeah, that's not my job to get the juice. I'm getting your food. I would have left the soda in the house. I would have drunk the soda.
Now.
Man, that's crazy. Now, hold on. Let me touch on something you said.
Okay,
you said when your family bring a pizza.
Yes.
Wherever I go, I was taught that you bring something to a guest house. Right. Whether you stop at Walmart, Dollar Tree, wherever. I don't care if it's 2 of them 6-packs of Snickers. You got to bring something. Like, okay, I'm sorry, I didn't have nothing. I got something. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So if you're at a family gathering or something, it's only right that you, and especially if you bring your kids, how you gonna bring your kids with 2 little bags of chips and you got 8 kids around here? Bring kids chips for everybody. Yeah. That's if you're at a family gathering or a family setting. If you like somewhere as a guest to somebody's house and you bring your kids. Right. If I'm the big man, I don't know, man. I don't have that problem. All my kids are by one woman, man. So if I get food, I got to get food for everybody. Right. And this is the way it is.
But you don't have a problem getting food for everybody because
all these my kids.
Right. So it's not a problem. You feeding all of your kids as you're supposed to, right? As a father.
Yes, sir.
But at the same time, they're kids. They didn't ask to be born by this
world.
Woman. Like,
they didn't. So they didn't ask to be in this world. You know what? It's a fatherly podcast. Let me stop before I'm getting You know what? No.
No. But don't get me wrong. I do not feel like he's obligated
to do that.
Not at all. Your kid, you're obligated to feed your kid, to make sure your kid does his homework, to make sure your kid becomes an adult and doesn't die before 18. Right. You feel me? And then once he becomes an adult and go out on his own, you've done your job and you as a parent, right? So you're not obligated for nobody else's kids. But as a man, right? As a man, you know there's other kids there.
Yeah, you do got to get them kids some food. I'm just saying, bro. Like, come on, man. She went up on him like it's his fault. But he did get out a little jolly, like, got one little bag.
Now you have 2 options as a man, right? Now this is where it comes. This is where it gets funky. If you call your baby mama and you tell your baby mama, "Hey, I want to come pick up my son. I want to take him out," and she doesn't let you. And then you bring him what you was going to go get him on his own, and he wouldn't have had to eat in front of the kids. You wouldn't have had no problems in front of the kids.
That's a good idea, man. Why you didn't just take the boy out?
Right. But if she said no, you can't take my son, and then you show up with one McDonald's bag and a soda, it's on her now.
He could have just took, hey, bring my son outside. You're right. Why did he just do that?
She didn't let him. He told her, my kid can eat. He can eat in the car.
But that's after he brought it, right?
Right.
Why he didn't just walk up to the door, hey man, bring my son outside, tell him meet me at the car.
Right. That was on him. But we don't know the backstory. Yeah, he could have tried to go get his son, and she could have been like, nah, he can't go with you. Yeah. You feel me? Because the way she turned up, she would be one of those type of girls.
It was some premeditated stuff.
Now
she was scandalous.
She was wrong. She was dead. She was dead. You don't throw my McDonald's, you don't throw my soda, you don't throw none of that. That was for my son. That was for our son.
Man, I paid my money for that.
Right.
You talking about I ain't good at providing, right?
Yeah.
I'm trying.
That was for our son. Even that, it's not my fault. You got shitty baby daddies.
For real.
It's not my fault. You went out there and slept with shitty people. I'm not a shitty person.
Damn. I'm not a shitty person.
Right.
That's true.
No, true. That's true. That's 100% true. Now I don't know if I don't know if the other baby daddies are shitty. Because they could be bringing food. They could be. I was gonna
say that. No. You know they might be bringing some ham. They might bring the groceries.
But when he asked her, he said, "You ain't fed the kids? Oh, I don't get my food stamps to the 15th. Like, so the kids don't eat to the 15th? Is that what you telling me?"
I didn't even see all that. But let me ask you a question. Like Rick Ross said, I would have split that burger up into 4 pieces, baby, and made sure them kids eating good. Go to Wingstop. No, I'm just playing. We love you, Rick Ross. But what I'm saying. And we love Wingstop. Shout out Rick Ross. This is all a joke.
Hey, I love the Rick Ross voice though. The Rick Ross voice.
But what I'm saying is, would you be 4 pieces? How they gonna eat 4 pieces? 4 pieces of a little bitty burger? Come on.
Hey, look. I done shared with my brothers and sisters.
I have.
I'm talking about.
Don't get me wrong.
Don't get.
We ain't sharing one burger.
Yeah,
You shared one burger?
We share one pack of noodles.
Oh, that's noodles. That's cool.
It's still one pack of noodles.
If you put a lot of water in them, they thick.
One pack of noodles ain't
nothing.
Let me
ask you a question. If you did, and you don't have to worry about this because thank goodness all your kids are from one lovely lady as well, so you don't have to worry about that. We both are in a great position. We're not talking about anybody else.
No.
It's just saying that we don't really have to worry about that. But if you did, I answer mine. If you did, and she cut that burger or whatever into 4 pieces and fed all of them, now your son is eating a little bit less. Mm-hmm. How would you feel about that?
Well, after I give her the food, what happens to the food happens to the food. I did my part as a father, trying to provide for my son. Now, if you take, that's just the same thing as child support. If I give you money and you don't spend it on what you're supposed to spend it on, that's not my fault. I did what I was supposed to do. Now, what you choose to do with what I've given you from a father's, from my love, and from what I'm supposed to do, that's you. That's you being a shitty parent.
Yeah.
If you do some crazy shit like throwing the soda.
Yeah, that's silly. That's silly.
Right.
That's silly. In her defense, not to cut you off.
Are you defending her?
No. I guess I am.
Did you
I gotta
just say
both.
in
I
her
gotta
defense?
do both. This is a debatable.
Okay, let's hear you
but
defend
in her
this one.
defense, or not in hers. My bad.
In the child's defense? In
her
his defense?
In any woman's defense.
Okay.
Not that woman.
Yeah.
In any woman's defense. If you are unable to kind of give them money, and I said I'm not going to take care of nobody's kids that's not mine. I'm not going to bring them food willingly. I'm just going to take care of mine. But if you tell me, hey, I'm doing bad right now. Could you bring a pizza instead of doing that? I know you're on the way. Could you get like a $5 pizza, a $7 pizza, get 2 or whatever? I appreciate it. We got, I got a lot of kids. Now that's different.
Yes.
That's respect. Boom, boom. Let me get this. I'll stop. Boom. Let me get this. Okay.
Yes.
Now that's different.
Yes.
Now that's being good. Now that's being a good communicator and being able to really work together. Yes. I'm sure this man would have did that if you told him that.
That conversation should have went so different. But what you do, and I don't want to say this because this is going to be controversial. What I've seen in my life, what a lot of black women do, is try to put people on blast. and it's not like this is a me and you thing. This is not
the whole world gotta know.
This is not a world thing, but now it is a world thing. Now you got 2 sides. One for him and then one on your side. Now not only are y'all fighting, but now you got the world fighting against each other.
Against me. Now look, what if you go back to talking to this dude? Now you look like Boozy Lou, the Foolie too.
Yeah. Like so I think the conversation should have been from an adult's standing and
without anger, without emotion.
I'll get this food, but listen, I have other kids in here. And when you bring food for just one kid, how do you think that make the rest of my kids feel?
Man, nigga, I ain't worried about them other kids. Beat a woman.
Now.
No, I'm just kidding. Don't beat a woman. But yeah, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
But now
okay, I'll do that for you.
Right. Now it's a conversation. Now if he goes off the rails, I understand why you go off the rails.
Right.
You feel me? But you can't expect someone that has no obligation to your other kids to take care of your other kids for you. Like I don't care unless you're in a relationship. Unless that man marries you.
Oh yeah, if y'all in a committed relationship, unfortunately,
yes,
you inherit all those problems.
Yes, you inherit every kid she has.
You gotta bring 3 boxes of
now,
pizza.
Listen, women, if a man comes into a relationship with you and you already got kids, everything about you and everything that's related to you, that man is taking upon himself.
He said that.
It's
no,
true.
I'm just kidding. It's true.
It's true.
I'm just kidding. It is true.
Right?
Yeah.
It's true. If you don't want to play stepdaddy, don't go out here and get a woman with kids.
Don't mess with him. Like,
right? Don't go get you a
saying.
woman that doesn't have any kids. Like if I end up, I'm married, so I ain't ended up with nobody but mine.
You got to worry about it. Say I ain't got to worry about it.
But if I ever ended up with a girl with kids and I wanted to be with this girl for
hypothetically speaking.
Yeah, hypothetically. those are gonna become my kids. I don't care if the baby daddy is in the picture or not.
They're gonna have 2 daddies, right?
Those are now my kids. And that's just me as a man.
Nice.
You feel me? And so, there's two sides. I don't think he's obligated, but at the same time, I don't think she should have did what she did. And at the same time, he should have manned up and made the right decision to either take his son or bring a pizza.
Hey, man, that dude hit us with. He been hitting good parables and good, real noteworthy statements this day. You know what I'm saying? But anyway,
Mufasa.
Yeah, man, he hit this with the cold one right there. But yeah, man, like I said, man, we just been doing our thing with this podcast and making sure we vent out. We're gonna also end with another tip, real quick tip, if you don't mind, for the new fathers.
For the new fathers out there, be open to conversations with your kids. Like when they come at you with something out the left field, don't just dismiss it. You know what I mean? Like when they say, "Oh, you told me not to do this, but you do this," explain. Don't just be like, "Oh, I'm grown."
Right, like we did when we were young. Grown people cuss.
Yeah,
no, I cuss too. I'm young. They do the same shit.
Explain. They'll believe me. Kids understand more than what you think they do.
Definitely. They're smarter than you think.
Yes.
I would say, man, mine's real quick. Just wrestle with them kids, boys and girls. Make them rough. Don't pull up no war. We're not raising no generation of little soft kids that can't do nothing. Every time something happens, they no, just kidding. Yeah. That's my kids. That's how
rub some dirt on it.
Yeah, man, rough them up a little bit. Make sure they know how to swing a little bit. Get them in some little limb, move them limbs around and show them how to swing a bit. But that's my thing, But that's just me, and I like to have them be rough with my kids. I told you I wrestle, but anyway, those are a couple tips they want to get to the new fathers. And like I said, you guys keep listening to the podcast. We will be here. But like I said, once again, my name is Dan Blac, and
I'm A. Chapman.
Yes, sir. And this is the Fathers from the Hood podcast. Y'all keep taking care of those kids. We love y'all, and y'all keep being great. Yes, sir.